Hi, Aries. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl. We're looking at January 25 through the 31st, so the last week of the first month of 2016. And it's been quite the month, hasn't it? With Mercury, the planet of communication and clear thinking, out of phase in your 10th house of career and reputation. And finally, it moves direct on the 25th, following hot on the heels of last weekend's full moon in Leo, which was quite a doozy for those fire and air signs, and you being a fire sign and that full moon being in your romance, creativity and happiness zone. Hands up those Aries who had a bit of a week last week, an anxious week, a week where they felt like every nerve was on edge and as if everything and everyone bothered you, even your closest people, even your dog or your cat, that, every time they wanted to go out for a walk or every time they wanted to sit on top of you on the couch, it was somehow grating. And that was all due to the fact that that full moon and Capricorn retrograde combined was a lot. And Aries, you can only take so much. You have a very short fuse when it comes to throwing your hands up and saying, I'm out, I'm sick of all this, and I need, but you're not quite sure what you need to do in order to get away from all those people who are driving you mad, because you're probably driving yourself mad. So this week, Mercury is finally moving direct. And for those of you who have been holding off on looking for a new job, asking for a promotion or a transfer, putting your home on the market or getting a flatmate, or all of those things that Mercury retrograde stands in the way of, you are now given full VIP access to pretty much live your life. I know it's been on hold for a month. And by the end of this week and moving into February, you're going to feel a lot lighter. Venus, the goddess of love, is also in that 10th house of career and social status. It's a great time for you to mix it up, mingle it up with your partner's boss or your own boss, or invite them over. Maybe you've been a bit crotchety at work and it's time for your co-workers to see a different side of you and to see the old you and the fun you. We all get a bit crotchety at times, and I really do feel that a lot of Aries, my clients, have been very anxious, shall we say, over the last couple of days, and I really do think it was due to that full moon in Leo. And that full moon, those aspects can last up to 2 weeks. So just know that and just be aware of that. And if you've ever read Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you might remember that the entire entry for planet Earth was 2 words, mostly harmless. And whether that's true or not, it still remains to be seen. But mostly harmless is a good way to describe this week, because it's a good week, not a great week, but a good week. The Mercury retrograde period ends, which means Mercury has shifted forward. We can get back to our New Year's resolutions, communications, and transportation issues. If your car's been in the shop, go get it. It's going to be fixed. A similar outcome can also be expecting from the closing ceremonies of Mercury's intense week-long meetup with Pluto in Capricorn on Saturday, January 30th. So once again, your 10th house of career, reputation, and social status is really in the news right now, all pointing towards you landing that dream job, dream boss, or becoming the boss in the next couple of months. Have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you again next week.